welcome to the jungle. So everyone is gone right now and they went into town, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to share about the topic of breaking old cycles, because that's that's the basis of what happens when you're in the jungle and what happens when you're working with plant medicines and meditating, and pretty much everything that you do is in order to lose your attachments to negative thought processes, old conditionings, and to rebuild and reconstruct. So the first thing, so I guess it's going to be a little bit of advice and then kind of what I'm going through. And by the way, I think I'm at like a little over 2 weeks of being here, and I have over 2 weeks left. Intense work here. It's been very, very difficult for me, especially during my ceremonies. It's quite traumatic releasing and letting go of attachments. As easy as it sounds, it's not. And so I feel like what I've been going through is totally a collective experience, and so I sympathize with everyone going through this shift, because we're together through this, and don't feel like you're alone. And I mean, if you feel like you're alone, allow yourself to feel like that, but truly your inner soul, your higher self knows that we are pretty much in this together. Okay, but anyways, so some of the processes that I've had, there's so many mosquitoes. Some of the processes that I've had to help me has been through meditation after ceremonies, before ceremonies too, but it's really, anything you do is about integrating. So the integration of learning what binds you, what traps you, and learning how to let it serve you and release it. So what I did for so long was that for so many years, I would purge, I would release, and that's why I did so many psychedelics, is because I just wanted to purge out this darkness, but it never occurred to me to fill the space back in. So I was constantly releasing without filling the gap, and so that can be a really dangerous thing, where if you're releasing so much negativity, you open a void within yourself, and you're like a child, you're more susceptible to being latched onto. So you can do this in waking life, you can do this in meditation, but to center yourself in your solar plexus, like the middle of your stomach, and then the crown of your head, and to recycle that energy and to pull in through the solar plexus purity, and to release straight out your head, and then new energy pull in. So it just keeps going like this. So to release negativity, to release that which no longer serves you, to push it out, but to simultaneously bring in positivity. Because like I said, if you aren't recycling that energy and transmuting it into the opposite, into light, then you're creating void within you. And that can cause for a lot of confusion, really, and susceptibility to new and altered states of darkness. So another thing that can help you to release is, there's so many things. I just feel like meditation is really important for me right now, and although my whole channel is kind of about entheogens and taking substances, it's quite funny because the minute I'm doing that here in the jungle, I'm taking medicine here, and I am now at a point of resistance. I no longer want to take medicine. I can see how important during ceremony, during my trips, how important it is for me to apply everything I've learned in my normal waking life. Because these psychedelics, what is that sound? These psychedelics, they show you the chaos, they show you the darkness, they show you the heaviness, they resurface all of these things that cause us to stay put. But the only thing that allows us to push through is our own practices, our own truths. So during all of my ceremonies, the only thing that allowed me to move past the consumption of this darkness was the practice of posture, the practice of breath, mantra, positive thinking, and affirmation of things that I have been learning and practicing far, far before I ever took any psychedelics. So, as many of you know, because I feel like a lot of you guys are interested in the same things, as many of you know, psychedelics are great tools. These things, they're all medicine. They bring you closer to the path. But sometimes with using these things frequently, you become so codependent that you almost forget how to manage on your own. And I've gotten to that point a lot of the time. And even before coming down to Peru, I was so resistant. My ego was so resistant because I thought it would just be another codependency. But sometimes you have to listen to your intuition, and it's just a part of the process. But now that I have really been diving deep into these subconscious addictions, I can see how important it is for us to develop on the normal plane of existence. So, in a way, for me personally, when I did psychedelics, it was always a form of escapism, and that's fine. And I did learn a lot. I developed a greater sense of love. But there's a point where these tools can only bring you so far. Like Ram Dass says, or Maharaji says, they allow you to be in God's presence for however long the trip is, for 10 hours, for 5 minutes. They allow you to be in God's presence for that long, but then you have to leave. So the most important thing we can do is to develop an inner awareness, an inner silence in our every single day lives. We can use these things every once in a while to remind us, because they are from God. They're a gift, and they're here to pull us faster on the path. But once you've had your fix, once you feel resolved, it's so important to find completeness in it, in the process. So for me, during ceremonies, my third ceremony after, I realized the most important thing we can do is find satisfaction and to just be content. Because that's really what enlightenment is to be content with whatever you experience. Because what I keep learning is the darkness is never going to go away. Your whole existence, you will experience light and dark, because that's what matter, that's what universe consciousness is made up of. If we are truly, truly in unity on a constant basis, there has to be the polarity. And so enlightenment is exactly that, is to not be biased, not to judge the dark or prefer the light. It's to remain in a neutral state and to understand that it's just an aspect of God, of yourself. Okay, I think I might end this, and I feel like it may be time to share at least one of my ceremonies with you guys, because I have another ceremony tonight. And I've been holding off for so long because I don't want to lose the sacredness of my experience. And sometimes I realize with me sharing through social media and YouTube, it's a very attached feeling for me. It's sometimes it feels very egoic for me to just be like, blah, here's my trip, here's my experience. And so I hope that you guys understand if I do refrain from not explaining these ceremonies for a long time. But anyways, I'm really grateful for all of you and all of the support. And I truly pray that you all are finding completeness and peace within your hearts. I know that I've been going through so much, and every time I do, it allows me to feel compassion for all of you. And don't forget, that's the exact reason why you suffer. It's to relate to one another, to have compassion for yourself and for others. So don't blame yourself for feeling sorrow or attachments or your ego. Just simply observe, forgive, love, understand why it happens, and move forward. It's so simple, yet we complicate it. So just remember and remind yourself of the simplicity of being alive. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, other than the fact that I'm sorry for this greasy, zitty face. It's just like a 360-degree detox, emotionally, physically, everything here. So, yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh wait, I kind of want to show you, like, the jungle. This is where I'm staying. Do you guys see this huge moth butterfly? Okay. Sorry, it's all shaky. This is the hangout area. So many books. Oh my gosh, you guys. You guys would love it. Just finished a painting. The kitchen. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, love, and many blessings.